Hi everyone and welcome to day 13 of my Advent series. Today I will be making a card for the Lawnscaping Winter Block Hub, so welcome to this block hub. I will be making a card using the Into the Woods and the Frosty Friends stamp set from Lawn Fawn. And I started out with a white card base and picked some beautiful blue paper with white polka dots from the Into the Woods set. I cut it slightly smaller than my card base and rounded the corners with my corner chomper. And I didn't want to use the paper like it was, I wanted to alter it a bit. So I went in with my eCake Success powder tool and prepared for the embossing. I used Versamark ink and stamped some of the bigger snowflakes just randomly. And you can see I leave the bottom portion out. This is because we don't need to stamp there. We will be covering the bottom portion soon. I heat set that with my heat gun, and then I went in with the smaller snowflake from the same set and added in some tiny snowflakes in the spots where there was nothing, and heat set that as well. You can see I do not have a Ranger craft sheet. This is something I will buy next, but for now I'll take some acetate, just something that does not soak in the ink. I used some Distress ink in tumbled glass to add some light blue shading on that piece of pattern paper. Then I used some Stormy Sky, which was quite a bit darker than I had expected, but that's totally okay. It will be a nice blue winter sky. Looks very frosty and cold, I like that. And then some iced spruce to the finish, and just going into with the, well, there was some let's say ink left over in that blending tool, and I used that to cover the center. I cut out a Modern Landscape with my Modern Landscape die from memory box, cut the piece down to make it fit, rounded the corners, and just adhered that to that piece of paper. And to make it really stand out, I used the leftover ink to have some more shading on the bottom to make it a bit more alive, to give some a little more real look to the snow. And then I took out the little deer from the Into the Woods set. I really love that deer and I love to color it, although it's very easy. I used some white cardstock, inked that, and then I started covering with some cream and brown and something in between, so a dark cream tone, shade of dark cream. And then I went in and just, not very carefully, just adding some color to that deer. And I thought about leaving the ear white, but I thought it would look nicer with a little bit of pink. So I added some pink into his ear. I used some trendy twine from the Christmas minis, and I used the blue and red one to give a scarf to the little deer. Well, this is not my idea. I saw some people use that idea, or use twine on deers, on different deers from Paper Smoochers, from Lawn Fawn. And the first one I saw doing this was Annie, and I guess also some others. So I don't know who started this trend, but I think this is really fun. And I added some shadow beneath that deer, also to give some more realistic look, and added some iced spruce with a white brush, just to have it a little darker and to control the ink a little more. And then the scarf did not, well, I didn't like the shape of the scarf, so I used some glossy accents to put it where I wanted it to be. And this worked quite fine. So this is our little deer in this scene, and I adhered that with foam dots. I have these foam dots. They are tiny, but they are thick. I think they are nearly 3 millimeters, thick and cheap. And I I popped up this deer with the dimensional adhesive to the card, and he looked a little lonesome to me, and no one should be lonesome on Christmas Eve, so he got a little friend from the Frosty Friends. I took one of the sparrows and colored it in just like I did with the winter sparrows on day 8 with some red, but the scarf is not green this time, it's blue, because I wanted to take the same colors like the deer's scarf. Well, my first image, yes, I colored that in, and I took a shade of blue that was quite dark, so I had to do it again. You don't see me doing that. I didn't want to bore you, so I just stamped it again and colored in with red and some blue on the scarf. And I like the lawn fawn animals that have open eyes, so just a dot as an eye. I like them really much more than the ones with the closed eyes. I don't like the look of it too much, I don't know why. But these dots as eyes are just gorgeous. And they are still very sweet. Cute little animals. This is why I love the Into the Woods set so much. The little fox with his dots is so cute. So I adhered that panel to the card front with some dimensional adhesive as well. Well, my corner chomper is not that sharp anymore. Sometimes I have to go in with my scissors and cut off some excess. Then I took some, well, the colors, what is it in English? Eucalyptus? Let's say eucalyptus. I don't know what it's. I don't know about the pronunciation. To the big snowflakes. Such a pity you can see that. And I have some Lily Bee ABC stickers. I cut that apart so that it can be hidden in my drawers. This is a cool color, just a dark grayish blue. And I created a sentiment saying Frohes Fest, which means, well, something like Merry Christmas. And I also added some brackets because I like them a lot, and that finished the card. Hope you had some fun and join me tomorrow. Bye bye!